on to the Wrestling Lives podcast.
Yes, welcome back.
I'm Mara.
I'm Yesenia.
And we are really, really thankful today.
Yes.
I think that's how we're feeling.
Yeah. We are so thankful for all the support that everyone has shared with us on our Facebook, on our Instagram, on our website, in person,
And YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. Yes.
Thank you so much to all of our views, right?
Yeah.
That was really exciting. We are not expecting that.
Yeah.
But we're really excited and really thankful.
Yeah.
So thank you all.
Yeah. And specifically, thank you to those who commented, who took that extra step, either commented or subscribed. I know like everyone's always like subscribe, and it sounds cheesy, but like it really does make a difference. So like, subscribe, comment, and like any little thing, any interaction is like super helpful.
Yeah. So thank you. And as you guys see, we got a new sign. We're so excited. And there will be no whining of my dog in the background today.
No, but she may make an appearance.
She may make an appearance. So if she kind of comes up, she is a part of us, right?
Yes.
So we shouldn't have any whining on today's podcast. So that will be nice for all of your ears.
Yeah.
Willow is very much included in like our family and stuff. So I know she likes to be around us all the time. So
yes.
I guess today we're going to talk about prepping.
Yes, we're going to talk about prepping for the season. I know the season is kind of underway for high school and for like the kids clubs and stuff, but we thought this would be helpful to all of you guys if you're new or if you're just looking for different tips, tricks, or like ideas on how to like mentally prepare, emotionally prepare, and just like doing stuff to get prepared, like bags, gear, like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to talk about that.
Yeah. But first, we're going to talk about what we have done the past couple weekends.
Wrestling related.
Yeah, wrestling related, because it's been interesting.
Yes, it has. Do you want to talk about the mats?
I'll talk about the mats. So somehow our husbands caught wind.
Yes. Husbands and some coaches.
Coaches.
We're not going to let them off the hook.
No,
other coaches in the area.
Caught wind that there were some free mats from a high school.
Yes. Good
condition. I was up visiting my family, and my husband was telling me that we're picking up these mats, we're gonna clean them, and this and that. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, whatever, enjoy. I'm busy, so have fun. Whatever.
Yeah, my husband actually signed up to help, forgetting that we were going to the Illinois Indiana football game. So he actually didn't help in this part, but yeah, so also like unaware.
Yeah, didn't know. So I was like, oh yeah, have a great time. Then I get a video of all of the coaches in your mother-in-law's boots.
Yes. They were not all in them, but yes, they borrowed some boots. Yes.
And they are scrubbing the mats.
Yes, like full on like
cleaning,
like bucket cleaning, mopping, sweeping, spraying. I don't know what they were doing.
My first response was, so you do know how to clean. Oh, this is good. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to file this back here. You know how to use, a mop, and you can clean. No, I'm just kind of kidding. But yeah, they were cleaning mats all night on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then I came home on Sunday, and we went over to the Andronics house, and they were continuing to clean the mats.
Yeah, they had to flip them over on the other side. So it was
clean.
Yeah.
And I was just in awe.
Yeah.
Of all of them just cleaning these mats.
It was a team effort, and like they did well, but unexpected. So now there's, I don't even know how many mats, like pieces of mats, full mats, whatever. And we have a mat in our basement currently. We have a decently sized basement, but now the rest of the basement is getting cleared out, like probably into a dumpster, and then the whole basement will be a wrestling mat, like mat here, mat there, like all the floor will be a wrestling mat, which is great, but unexpected because we already have a mat.
You gave an inch.
Yes.
He took a mile.
Yes. But I have 4 kids, so I guess maybe it's safer. They won't be hitting the wall or something. I don't know. So
but that was last weekend.
Yes.
That was pretty entertaining. We're like, oh my gosh.
And did we help?
No. No. At one point, Nelson asked me, could you run into town and grab some bleach? And I said, no, this is your project.
They did well.
They did well. I'm going to sit here and eat the pizza with the children because that's what we did. We went and got pizza for everyone.
We supported in that way.
That's how we supported the mats. But yes, that was eventful to say the least.
Yes. I'm sure you guys can relate about the mat situation. They're expensive, so free mats, I mean, I get it, but
yeah, it was a great deal.
Yeah.
So, but it was funny.
Yeah.
And that was hilarious.
This week we were yesterday at
Yes.
Winter Nationals in Skokie,
Yes.
and I had never been before.
Me either. I did not go last year.
Last year, I think my brother-in-law got married this weekend last year, so we missed it, but it went really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. We both looked at each other when we got there and we're like, I forgot how intense this is and how laborious it is on your mind and on your ears with all the yelling and the whistles and these stuff. So,
yeah, I was in the bathroom and I was hearing some moms talk and she was like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Like, this is a lot, all day. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, yep, it is all day.
It is all day.
So that's kind of what we wanted to talk about today, right?
Yeah.
Like how do you prep? How do you get ready for these all day tournaments? Your kids getting ready by being on the right weight and being in physical shape, but how do we get ready for that? Because it is a long day.
Yes. And usually it's a lot of moving parts and lots of things. So I think it's important to just be ready. That's like, I think, a big mistake. If you're not ready, then it'll you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is not what I was expecting. So yeah.
So the first kind of topic would be like your mentality and your mindset, right? Like, how do I personally get in the mode for wrestling season? I don't think you'll ever get like fully in the mode for wrestling season, but it comes back to you like, okay, that's right. I have to kind of be there. So I think the first thing I do is like remember that it's going to be intense and it's going to be a lot. Yeah. So that's how kind of I prepare myself mentally, is like, this is going to be a lot. So, I decided to join with them, right? Yep. So I just need to be ready for anything kind of that comes.
Yeah.
And I think it's easier said than done. Mm-hmm. Like, even on Saturday, I found myself feeling like, whew, okay, I'm tired. Yeah. But like, right. And I even like, I thought I was prepared, or I was putting in the high school schedule in my phone the other day, and I was like, oh wow, okay, how many duels are during the week? Like, okay, I can't make it to all of them, but like, it's okay, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, do you do anything similar? Or
I think just accepting, like as you said, like, it's gonna be a lot, but it's not anything that like we can't get through. Like, as a family, it's not something that we can't like figure it out. Mm-hmm. So I think like getting that in your head and understanding it, like you said, and like you committed to it, and let's go. Like, you prepare and like, let's do it. Yeah. Ups and downs, whatever, it'll be fine at the end, So emotionally is like a different, I think, beast. So we have a few things that we like to do. I'll start off with like the self-care. Yeah. So you're going to be at a tournament or at a duel, multiple duels during the week. And so it's really important for you to take care of yourself. And I know there's like a whole trend like self-care, which is awesome. But I feel as though it's really important for wrestling as a wife and as a mom. If you're not okay, then it's going to come out at the tournament. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to be upset. You're going to want to leave. You're going to want out pretty much. Mm-hmm. So just take care of yourself, whether that be like the night before, like take a bath or, get your nails done or watch TV or whatever it is for you to prepare you for what you are doing the next day or the following week. So I, as a form of like self-care, the day before, like a few days before, I just make sure that I know, as like cheesy as it sounds, like I know what I'm wearing, so I'm not stressing that out. I'm going to be comfortable, so I'm ready for that. Usually don't wear jeans to tournaments.
I don't ever.
And I don't know, that's self-care to me. Like prepping like something for the future, getting myself ready in that space. Sometimes I like make sure that like my nails are trimmed, just I feel good. So whether that's washing my hair, like not having greasy hair at the tournament makes a difference for me. Sounds like superficial, but makes a difference. So at the tournaments, emotionally, I was talking to Mara about this the other day. We don't see the sun.
No.
on tournament days
No.
because you're inside and then there's such short daylight hours.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Mara, and I even told Brian, my husband, I was like, I think I'm going to start taking walks and not like forcing myself to stay in the field house or in the gym the entire time, because it's so stimulating. Like the noise, the whistles, the kids, just everything is a lot. So even just getting outside, taking a walk, or walking around in the school is a way that I'm going to this year try to like de-stress myself at the tournaments, because it's a roller coaster. Like you get excited, your kid's up, then you get nervous, and then they win or they lose, and then it's like a stabilizing thing to go walking for me. And the sun, there's like research, if you see the sun, like there's benefits. And that might mean like going outside in the cold. We live in the Midwest, like terrible weather sometimes. And then I think one more thing that I did yesterday, you're on track and your wrestler's up, and as soon as you see their name, you like want to go, they're on mat 8, like let's run to the mat. And then you're standing there for half an hour, and I have a little one, my 1-year-old, he's almost 2. It's hard to keep him off the mat. And so this year and previous years, I've decided to, okay, I know sometimes it moves fast, but just to not go to the mat right away and anticipate them being there. Like I will go when they're, it's on deck, in the hole, and then like in the ditch or whatever.
That's what our husbands call it. I don't even think that's a real thing to say.
I think it might be a real thing. I don't know. But in the ditch thing, I don't know. But so I am gonna say I will go when they are in the hole, almost on deck, that way my emotions aren't like I'm anticipating them wrestling. I get to see who they wrestle and I get nervous, and then I'm not also trying to wrangle my other children. I'm just like taking it easy. We'll see how it goes.
Was it helpful at all too yesterday when like I would go to the mat and then I could like text you like, hey, I don't know, like, because then you weren't there, but then you could like take your time coming over. And
that is really helpful. And sometimes I ask Brian, my husband, to do that. I'd be like, can you just text me when he's next? Or another way that I combat this is I find a spot where like I can see everything. So like even yesterday at one point I was standing on top of my chair. We'll share the picture on Instagram. I was standing on a chair so I can see across the mat because my 1-year-old was sleepy. And so I couldn't leave him there. And so I was able to watch my son wrestle. It was far. I wasn't mad side. You couldn't hear me cheer, but I was able to see it all. And you recorded it for me, and that was helpful. So if at a field house or a gym, if you can find a spot where you can see all the mats, like even better.
I think I normally am really well prepared for a tournament, but this last weekend I was completely discombobulated, which is okay because it ended up being like a fun Friday night evening random thing. But my husband sprung upon me Friday afternoon that we are going into Chicago, staying in a hotel because he has something to do for work the next day. And then we're going to the wrestling tournament. And I was like, what did you do? Rewind. What are we doing? Like, I am a planner. So like you said, the night before tournaments, I like to get a good night's sleep. I like to pack exactly what I'm bringing to the tournament, whether it's a stadium chair or a folding chair.
I must say, you are always good on bringing your stadium chair.
My stadium chair, because my back hurts. Like, I can't be sitting that long. I know that.
I'll see you walking up and you're like, dang it, Mara brought her stadium chair. I forgot. So you're good on that. I will give you props.
Like snacks and just like the whole thing. I was prepared to like leave at 6, be there, whatever. That did not go as planned. So I felt really just like discombobulated yesterday, probably at the tournament, and I haven't felt that way in like a long time. So I think, but it also was good because you plan things a certain way and they don't always go to plan. So luckily I packed my bag of snacks the night before, and they were things that don't need to be a refrigerator or anything like that. My chairs were in the car, stadium seats and folding chairs, so I wasn't sure. And since I did spend the night, I did pick out my outfit ahead of time, so that was easy. So it ended up being okay, but it really does, like, I was mentally prepared to do one thing. I just completely had to not do that. No. So it was a lot. But I think, when you have kids, it doesn't always go to plan.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things that don't always go to plan, but I normally am way more organized before going to an all-day tournament. So that was interesting, to say the least.
Yeah. But it went well.
It did go well yesterday. It did. I think we should have gone outside though.
Yeah, we did. So I made a decision yesterday to go to the farthest bathrooms in the tournament for the pure fact, like, I wanted to stay out of the field house for as long as possible. So, but like, it was so nice yesterday. We should have gone outside, but
I was not thinking.
It was so hot in there too. Oh my God.
It was warm. It was.
Yeah.
But
oh, that's a tip. We didn't even talk about that. Wear layers.
Oh, yeah.
So you can take them off and put them on if necessary. Usually taking them off.
Yeah, usually. I never got cold at a tournament.
No. Unless like they have like the door wide open.
Yeah, some lady opened the door yesterday and I was like, oh, it felt so good. Like the breeze was coming into the field house. That was really nice.
Yeah.
But I guess another thing that like me and Nelson do before like wrestling season or tournaments is we really kind of like check in with each other.
Okay. Yeah.
So kind of something that we have to do every once in a while is like either call it a check-in or like a reset.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only is it wrestling season,
mm-hmm.
but my husband is also in his master's program right now. So he's gone Tuesday and Thursday night.
Mm.
And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday is practice until he doesn't usually get home till 6 o'clock. So when I say goodnight to him on like Wednesday night, I mean, I see him in the morning on Thursdays, but like I don't really get to have a full conversation with him until like Friday, which it's okay. It's just hard right now.
Yeah.
It's just a season in life where it is, I don't get to talk to him.
Yeah.
So it was really nice. Even though I was very thrown off on Friday and like, I'm so set, get set to schedule. It was really nice because we had an hour and a half drive into the city on Friday night and we just got to like check in and like reset us. Hey, how is your week going? Has anything happened this week that I should know about?
Right,
like, how are you mentally right now? I know, like, to my husband, like, you're doing, you're teaching full time, which is, a lot, He teaches challenging classes, so he has to like be fully, put together and stuff. He's coaching, and he does a lot as a coach. There was like a test duel on Friday.
Yeah.
Is that what
simulation
duel? So he was, getting ready for that, and then he's also in his master's program, which is 2 classes, and it's a lot. He's like typing papers and reading a lot, and so I just kind of have to check in with him. Like, how are you? Like, is there anything I can do for you right now in this season of life to help you? And, I think for him, hearing that I am listening to him and I recognize that he's busy is helpful for him. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect at this because there's some times where I'm having a bad day at work and, my job is very taxing, like, mentally. Like when I get home from work, I'm mentally exhausted for me. So I'm not always the best at like being able to even check in with Nelson. But I know wrestling just started, so I'm hoping we can like keep this trend. But like this week we did a really good job, and I'm really like proud of us because it was a rough week for both of us, and we had that time to just say, hey, how are you doing? And during wrestling season, I don't really expect a lot from him around the house. That does not work for everybody's relationship. But right now, I can't wait on him to empty the dishwasher or pick up his clothes. Like it's one of those things where he's gone all the time. So I can't wait on that because that's not good for me. That's for our relationship. It works like that. That doesn't mean it has to work for your relationship in that way. Yeah. But I know that's one way I can kind of take off the stress on him. I don't always do a great job of it because, I'm still like, I have a little bit too much of my mom in me. My mom was very type A. Everything had to be clean, perfect. But I think even over the last couple of years, I've done a better job of being like, we're just kind of in a moment of chaos. Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that you say that. Hi, Willow.
This is Willow, everyone.
I think it's interesting that you say the like season of chaos because, club tournaments take a full day and it's usually on the weekends. And my house is a state of chaos. And I'm not like, I'm type A, but I have come to the realization that it's going to be a mess. We were at home for like 2 hours yesterday. We woke up at 4:30 in the morning. We're gone all day, got home at 7, got everyone showered, changed, and then we went to bed. And mentally, it would not have been good for me to go around and start cleaning at 7 p.m. after having been at a tournament all day. So this morning I woke up and it was chaos, but you know what? It's fine. Like, what do I expect? You know, unrealistic expectations of that part during wrestling season is like an adjustment. Like, I know, like, we walk in and there's shoes everywhere. Okay, like, we were at a tournament. It's fine. So I woke up today, cleaned up a little bit, and then just accepted the fact that we were gone. Yeah. So now today we can catch up and it's fine. Like, it's not the end of the world.
No.
So I really like that you say that. Season of chaos, but not something that is like unsurmountable or like you can't get past. Adjustments, little adjustments.
Yeah.
And just to like touch on, Brian and I think we do a really good job. We have this thing where we say, you gotta say like checking in or what?
Reset. We like reset. Yeah.
We do this thing of like, we might see each other, like you said, in passing all the time. Like, my husband has his own business and I homeschool, and we're like, I feel like we're always like moving parts. Like, he comes, I go. Like, we see each other like visually, but like, do we like see each other?
No, I think like you don't actually have like a conversation. Yeah, it's like hey, hi, and it's like bye.
Yeah. And so we have this thing of like, do you see me? Like, I think it's in a movie or a show or something that we watched, and we like
really
liked it. Yes, if you know the movie or whatever, comment. And so we'll like take time. We'll be sitting down. It might be 5 minutes. It might be 10 minutes. It might be in the car. I think cars are a good time to talk or whatever. And we'll just be like, look, do you see me? Like, checking in. Like, are you okay? Is there something that happened? How can I help? Or even just if there's like a problem at work, or if I had an issue with the kids, just talking about it and making sure that he's aware of it, then, or I'm aware of it, vice versa. Like, it's just a way to make yourself heard, you know? And you're in a relationship, like you're in a marriage, you need to figure it out, and talking about it is helpful in itself. And then you could take steps if something needs to be fixed or like rearranged in the schedule or whatever. But so we call it like, do you see me? Or whatever. So
and I think, you know, I can sit here and say this is what we do, but I hope I am like making it clear that it's not perfect.
Oh, it's not.
Like, we have the points of, this is not good right now, right? Like, we're always good, but like this moment right now is not where it needs to be. Like, I need more from you, you need more from me, and you know, right now we're good. It's a week into wrestling season. Yeah. Okay, we got how many more weeks? A lot. I was gonna say months. I'm like, it's in weeks. We have a lot of weeks left. And so, you know, it gets better. Like, I talked about the last episode, that first wrestling season was not great. Like, I was not okay. I just moved down here. You know, he was not great just because, you know, I wasn't good too. You know what I mean? And so the second wrestling season got better. And like, I think it continues to get better because we continue to have those conversations of what did not work that last wrestling season. Like, that did not go well. Yes. So I think that is also something you can talk about with your partner is, hey, remember last season when it like, you know, it got a little dicey around this part of like, or like that wraparound after the holidays or whatever it was. Like, I think that is also really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really good point to point out. We are not the best at it. Like, we are not claiming that. And anything that we talk about, whether it be wrestling, relationships, or whatever, but I do think that we genuinely care about our relationships and about wrestling. So we're just sharing things that kind of worked for us or may work for you. But if you have something that you do, like, please
send it,
comment, email us, you know, share it and put your little blurb on it. Because as we mentioned in the past episode, everyone's relationship is different. Everyone's like temperament is different. It's just, there's so many variables. Yeah. But I do know what we can speak on, and we can speak on ourselves. So yeah, I totally agree with that. And so I think we covered emotionally, relationship wise, you know, mentally, the mindset. And so I think a good thing to talk about is the gear. So, which is exciting. I love buying stuff. I mean, you know, but so for the gear, I think what I do that really helps is I get everything ready before wrestling season. So there's like the cooler bags that I use and the snack bag that my kids call it. And the kids have their own wrestling backpacks and they have all this stuff. So I think one of the main things that I do is just try to get all that stuff ready. So wash it, disinfect it. I bought this thing on Amazon Prime Day, and it's like a laundry sanitizer. I don't know if it like actually works, but I just washed all the kids like practice stuff, singlets. They have like tournament socks that they use. So I just like disinfected it all because, you know, the things that travel in wrestling circles.
Yes.
You know, the ringworm and all that stuff. So I was like, to like reset everyone, I sanitize it with that. And so I know that we're ready for the tournament gear wise in that aspect. Do you bring a cooler bag? No, you just bring a backpack.
I usually just I don't usually bring anything that needs like to be cooled. I'm lazy. I don't know. I just usually bring like snack bars or like a banana or an apple or just something. And then sometimes we DoorDash food to the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't need to bring that much food. But yeah, I think it's interesting from your perspective as like a mom and what you bring for your kids.
Yeah.
Because on my end, it's completely different. Like for Nelson, at least. Like I'm making sure his polos are washed or like his dress pants are nice and pressed. Because I do not want him out there looking like a schlub. I remember, I think it was last year or the year before. I can't exactly remember. I was sitting there with my mother-in-law, Sherry, and we noticed a hole in Nelson's back pant. It was not like an incriminating hole, but there was like a little hole or tear. I was like, oh my gosh, like I was mortified because I was like, part of me, like, I clearly that is him and I am me. We're different people, but I still felt like we are a household. Like, I can't even have him out there looking like that, you know? So I was like, oh, so I quickly, like, I literally ran to Target, like, the next day and I bought him a bunch of new pants and just, like, I was like, I gotta get him looking sharp, you know? Like, he also likes to look nice. And I don't think he knew about the hole, so sorry, Nels. But I remember just being like, you know? So that's kind of how I get him ready. Like, he likes to buy his shoes for the wrestling season.
I didn't
like
his shoes.
His fancy shoes, not wrestling shoes, like tennies or like, you know.
What? Tennies?
Tennis? What do you know?
It's not a Wisconsin thing.
Okay, maybe it's a Wisconsin thing, but like he likes to have his nice shoes.
Yeah, like purple accents.
Yeah, he has a lot of purple shoes. They're really cool. But like I like to just make sure he has like a bunch of clothes for the wrestling season. And also, he doesn't eat. So like he forgets to eat like when he's really busy at stuff. So I always kind of just make sure like to have snacks ready for him. So I know I have snacks that I give to him for his classroom while he's teaching, but I also, you know, sometimes like, do you need snacks for me to bring to you like at the tournaments, or what can I bring for you? So you're okay. You know, do you have a water? Like, are you good?
Yeah.
Because there's like me that I check in, but also like I think he just forgets to check even in with himself like before a tournament.
Yeah.
So I just kind of try to combat that with just kind of giving him an extra hand, you know? Because I can't really do much for him at the duel. So if there's anything I can do before he leaves or anyway, you know, then I like pack him a lunch that day and like extra sandwich. So he has that on the bus.
I really appreciate your perspective on that. Since my husband is a club coach, it's like separated from his work. So
yeah,
I get to see him usually before he goes to practice, or there's like a different, I think like dynamic from being like a high school coach to a club coach. And I honestly, I'm sorry, Brian, I've never thought about his clothes, like him looking like a schlub.
Schlub.
And I probably like maybe I should just pay attention. I don't know, ask him. I'll talk to him about it. Like, is that something that you need? Like, it has never crossed my mind, and it doesn't make me feel bad like a bad wife, but it's just something that I've never really thought about. And so I enjoyed hearing that perspective, because like, what if he needs new pants?
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And I have never thought that. So I'm going to think about that.
And
maybe
I'm just vain, right? Like, I don't know, but I just remember sitting there, and then it was so nice because I think then a few like duels later, my mother-in-law was like, "Nelson looks so put together and nice. You know, that's a compliment to you." I'm like, yes, right? Like I was like, check, you know, because that I was mortified with the little tear. Again, I apologize, Nelson, but there was a little tear. But yeah, I think getting ready for the wrestling season, like we have said, it's mental, right? It's a mental game for us, for our husbands, for the kids.
Yeah, for
right?
the kids.
And there's things you can do to get ready, like we have talked about, but are we ever fully ready.
No.
Like, no. So I think that is also where you kind of have to remember, like, you can get ready, right, as well as you think. But it's okay. Like I said yesterday, I was completely discombobulated and I was not ready, and I thought I was going to be.
Yeah.
So I think to like give yourself some grace.
Right.
Like to all you out there, like, it's okay. It's a lot. There's gonna be a week where you were like, I cannot do this, you know. But like, remember that you're human. And it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I think that my very good friend Michaela always says to me, like, give yourself some grace, like, truly, because you're going, you know, like we said, the season of chaos. It's a lot. Just like, you know, you're okay. It's okay to not be perfect or put together at this time, and that's, you know, it's okay.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and I think that could extend. Give yourself some grace. Like, give your husband some grace.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like go into this on this podcast episode, but I think give your kids, the wrestlers, some grace. Like, they are going out there and doing things that I would never do, you know? Not only just like the topics of like, I'm not going to put it on singlet, but like they're going out there and battling one-on-one with another person and trying to do what they learned and ultimately trying their best, right?
Yeah.
And so we always forget, I feel like, to give ourselves grace, but also to give, like I said, our husbands and then the kids. Like, my kids are little, so I feel maybe like more emotionally, like I'm trying not to emotionally stunt them by putting pressure on them and all this stuff that comes naturally with like the sport of wrestling. But give your kids some grace. Give the refs grace.
Yeah.
Most of the time, like give parents at the tournament grace, which I know is hard because there are some obnoxious spectators out there. So I would say that would be like the overall topic. Give yourself some grace.
Yeah, because
everyone.
It's an emotionally charged sport too. So like, just remember that. Yeah. Like, emotions are just high. Yeah. So I think if you take anything away from today, right? Yeah. Just do your best.
Yeah. Do your best and make it work.
Yeah, make it work.
Adjust, whatever. My husband was in the Marines and he always says, I'm sorry if I get this wrong. Dang it. Some things. Adjust. Dang it. I don't even know. Adjust, overcome, whatever. I'll figure it out one day. Adjust, overcome, whatever. And I feel like I have to look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
We can look it up. Please hold.
Please hold.
We don't want to get it wrong.
I know, especially the Marines. Oh my gosh. Adjust, overcome. Okay, here it is. Improvise, adapt, and overcome.
Ooh, that's good.
So, yes, take that into wrestling season. Improvise, adapt, and overcome, and it will be fine. And if it's not, it'll be fine the next day or the next day or whatever for all things wrestling, I feel like.
So we actually got some viewer questions.
Yes.
Yay, we're so excited.
Yeah.
And some feedback.
Yes, some feedback.
So our very good friend Emily chose the question back to us.
Yes, she gave us a question, and I really, truly appreciate it because it was reflective of our episode and that we gave her something of like depth to think about. And so she reached out to us and was asking us, and please respond. So we're going to give our take on this, but please respond. She asked us if we think that we don't have the mental capacity to be all in on something because of the mental load that we carry as wives. So last episode, if you didn't watch, we'll link it in the comments or whatever or below description. But we commented how we don't have anything that we love that much as our husbands love wrestling.
We still love our families.
Yes.
We still love our husbands.
Yeah.
We still,
Yes.
I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, I love a lot of things. I meant like a passion.
Yes.
Like wrestling.
Extracurricular.
Yes. Wrestling to our husbands is like a passion.
Yes.
Right? They love it so much.
I thought about that too. I was like,
oh, I'm going to say I don't love my kids that much. That's not what we're talking about. No. But we don't have that.
No.
So she asked us.
Yes, she asked us that. If we think that we don't have a passion like that, not because we couldn't find something or there's not things that we like, but because of the mental load that we carry. I feel like as women and as wives, so I I was like, that's a wonderful question. And so I think I texted back, and I've had this conversation with Mara, and I told her, maybe. From my perspective, again, different perspectives out there, I don't have the personality of like all or nothing, or like, if I'm going to run a marathon, I'm going to run it the fastest. Like, I would be okay with running a marathon and walking, you know? So I'm just not personality-wise. If there is something that I like, which there is something that I like. So, I don't know. I really liked to journal, you know? And I do it when I can. But I'm not going to, like, rearrange my life to do that. Or, like, just anything that I could think of that I like. I like photography. I like basketball. Sorry. Wrestling here, but I played basketball in high school. I like Illinois basketball team, like whatever. There are things that I like, but I'm just not that type of person. I don't know. And so I'm okay with not having a passion like that. Whereas I feel like my husband's personality, like if he were to run a marathon, he would want to be the first one done. And that's unrealistic, but that doesn't matter to him. Like he will try. So I think that is a personality thing, but at the same time, I also do agree that the mental load that I carry as a wife, as a, you know, I teach my kids since I homeschool them, as like a business owner, as a friend, like I value those things more, and they weigh heavy on me, that I couldn't possibly imagine having a passion on top of that. It's mentally, like, I would not be okay. It would be too much. And so I think combination of those two things make it unattainable for me to have something like that, and unwanted. So I don't know. What do you think, Mara?
So for me, I got really thinking about like me as a person and Nelson as a person. Like I went like full existential, you know, like thoughts. So I think it has to do a lot the way that I was raised.
Okay.
So in my household, a work ethic was a very big thing. My parents work very, very hard. My mother worked very hard. My dad still works very hard. He needs to slow down, Dad, if you're hearing that.
That's Mr. Nelson.
And so for my household, it was, you know, school. So working very hard in school was a very big deal. So I think that's why when I got out of school, I did have such a, I think I said in the last episode, like, what am I going to do? Because I've been focusing so much on something, which was school, for how many years? I went, you know, graduated, and then I went straight into college for 4.5 years, and I didn't have anything that I needed to put all my effort into. Okay. So I think it just has never been a sport. Okay. And I just don't think it ever continued because it stopped with school. Okay. So it was so interesting because I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know, like, what have I been doing, you know, for the past 26 years? Yeah. It's been school. Yeah. Like, that was my thing that I was good at. I succeeded at it. And I always have worked and done school. That's what I've done. And so it makes sense, I think, for me, why in the past, like, 4 years, I've been like, what do I do? Like, yeah, I don't feel like I have anything that I love or that I'm putting my passion into because I'm done with school. Yeah. It was really interesting. Like, that's what, like, came up for me.
Yeah. So do you think if you, like, fell in love with, you know, water skiing or something, like, would you be able to, like, go compete and, like, do all these things? Or, like, you know, as far as, like, mental capacity?
I don't know. I think because Nelson is, you know, all wrestling all the time, like, I can't do that because I have to make sure the house is clean or the dog is walked.
And that you guys eat.
That we eat. Yeah. So I think maybe that's why in the past 3 years I haven't gone in on something.
I see. Yeah.
Oh, is this little therapy? Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know, you know, like, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Emily, for asking us that question.
Yeah, it really got us thinking now.
Yeah. So I hope that you guys send us some feedback on that question. Yeah. And continue to just talk back to us as far as, like, what we say. Yeah. She also brought in an interesting topic about youth sports and how youth sports have changed so much over, like, the past probably, like, 10 years. Yeah. And I think we can get into that on different podcasts. Yeah. Maybe when we talk about giving your wrestlers some grace. Yeah. But she also had that great feedback. And then somebody else gave us some feedback.
Yeah, another dear friend of ours, Margie Schaubacker, hello. She really wanted to make sure we reiterated that the kids really depend on the coaches and really appreciate them. So shout out to all the coaches out there.
Yeah.
We are so thankful for you.
Yeah. For sure.
Your kids are thankful.
Mhm.
A lot of the kids that you are coaching are very thankful. So we just wanted to put that out there as well.
Yeah. And then just to remember that if you're a wrestling wife and you are working to be supportive and helping out, that by default, you are also helping those kids out.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
thank you, everyone.
Yes.
So it's really a community, you know, and one thing that's all connected. So we really appreciate that feedback.
Yeah.
And I think we are going to talk about upcoming topics. So we, like we said, releasing new episodes every Tuesday.
Yes.
And so a few of our coming episodes, not in the correct order, so don't hold us to this schedule, but I think we're going to talk about like an ultimate tournament survival kit of like, we're going to talk about like specific things that we like, that we have, that we do. Maybe, I don't know how we'll do that. Maybe at a tournament, maybe we'll take snapshots. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And then kind of like with that, maybe a wrestler coach's like gift guide for Christmas. Like we attend so many tournaments and see wrestlers all the time. Like we see those trends, you know,
we're
like
cool, we're hip.
We don't think so. Like, everyone knows like Rudis stuff is like hot. Everyone likes that. But like, I've noticed the shoes, I saw like, Uggs. Everyone loves Uggs, but like boys, wrestlers wearing Uggs.
Yeah.
Ugg slippers. Okay. So we'll get all that stuff going for if you have a wrestler or like a husband who wants to, be in on the stuff. And we also have our own like things that we would add. Comfortable shoes are one of my things. So we'll have that in the next following episodes. And then I think we want to bring our husbands on at some point.
Date night. So that will be fun. Yeah. I have no idea what they're going to say. So that will be very interesting to all viewers.
Yeah. So stay tuned for when that comes.
And then still do all the things. Yes. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us.
Yes. Review.
Yes.
We have merch. So stickers. I don't know if you can see them. We have stickers. You can't buy the stickers though online. So we can talk about this a little bit. If you see us, so people that know us, this might not be awkward, but if you see us at a tournament, we will have stickers with us. So if you show us that you subscribe to either our podcast or our YouTube channel, then you will get a free sticker.
Yes, and we want you to come up and talk to us.
Yes.
Even if you message us, that's fine.
Yeah.
We loved the messages.
Yeah.
The Oregon coach, his wife, reached out to us, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
But do all the things, please. And once again, we love you guys.
Yes.
And thank you for listening to this episode of The Wrestling Wives.
Thank you.
Bye.